the most efficient side control sequence attacks. Okay, so guys, during my entire career, I always used the same formula when I got into side control. I want to share here with you guys. And many times when I would pass someone's guard, the passing would come from an over-under pass. Okay, so I was in the over-under pass, boom, and I was able to pass my opponent's guard. Okay, and guys, one very important thing to share here is that over-under pass is not the type of passing that's quick. It's normally like a very slow and kind of like grinding type of passing. So many times when I would pass my opponent's guard over here, I would almost feel they kind of like giving up a little bit. They would resist so much. At some point they would do like, ah, and that's the time that I pass it. Guys, with that in mind, I would get in the side control. I noticed that they got completely exhausted, and I would stay here my 2-3 seconds just to make sure that I scored. But I would also try to connect to submission right away. And the submission that I would try to use was the scarf choke. Because think about that, I'm passing my opponent's guard, my gi is already kind of open because we're in the middle of this like fighting here. And then when I get there, I feel that he kind of gave up, he's exhausted. I would bring my lapel here, controlling the lowest part of the lapel, and I would slide and give it to my other hand, just grabbing like this. Very important detail, I really want to place the lapel as close as possible to his neck. So don't go to the scarf choke from here. Make sure you really bring it as close as possible to his neck. Now I'm going to place my hand on his hip, and I'm going to turn until I get to this point. And then I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to bring my head to the other side, and I'm going to choke him from there. So the idea is, I just passed my opponent's guard, and he's very tired, he's exhausted, so he doesn't have all his escapes in place yet. He doesn't have his posture in place yet, which is going to be perfect for me to grab my lapel and give to the other hand, place in front of his neck, and turn until I get over here and get the choke. Okay? But Bernardo, what if when you get there, they don't let you pass the lapel? So for example, now when I try to do this, Ty is gonna block me, so there's no way to pass the lapel. And even if I try to pass the lapel over his arm, it's gonna kind of move his arm, and he doesn't let me get there. Okay? Guys, once again, I'm gonna use the lapel, but now I'm gonna use his lapel. And I'm gonna grab this lapel over here and pass over his arm. Okay, so just think about that. He's closing his arm over here, right? So there's no way for me to pass the lapel. So I'm gonna grab his lapel and I'm gonna pass over his arm. And I'm gonna control it as tight as possible, all right? Now that I have the lapel here very tight, I'm gonna control his knee, and I'm gonna place this knee over his other knee over there, all right? And now I'm gonna drive towards his hip, using my hip to open up his other arm over there. So guys, just try to reflect here on what I created. I'm blocking his both legs through placing this leg over his leg, and I'm blocking his both arms, okay? So he can't move his both arms, and he can't move his both legs. This gives me the perfect opportunity to stay a little sideways and bring my leg over, okay? Now that I got here, I'm gonna control my shin. I'm gonna place my forehead on the ground, and I'm gonna lock the triangle, all right? Guys, now I have two choices here to tap him out. One, I can attack his arm over here as an arm bar, and two, I can pull his head and get a triangle, okay? So he's completely locked here, and I can work with the triangle, or I can work with this arm bar over here, all right? So let's see this sequence again. So guys, I really like this sequence because, just right here, I really like this sequence because I truly believe that in Jiu-Jitsu, a great way to build a game plan is by having like 2 or 3 options for each scenario, okay? So in this scenario, for example, I'm showing you guys 2 options. First, I'm gonna try to go for the scarf choke. He's gonna block it. Okay, there's no way to go for the scarf choke. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open his lapel and I'm gonna pass to this hand and I'm gonna grab it over here, right? Now that I did that, I'm gonna control his pants, put over his leg, I'm gonna drive towards his hip, and I'm gonna come back controlling his arm over there as well. So now think about this. I have his both arms and I have his both legs. I'm gonna stay a little sideways. I'm gonna pass my leg over. I'm gonna control my shin, place my forehead on the ground and lock the triangle. When I have the triangle here, I can tap him with the triangle or I can tap him with this arm bar over here. And I have a beautiful submission. So, guys, I truly believe that in Jiu-Jitsu we should always have 2 or 3 options. Always, always, always. That's the best way to get really good on any move. So in this case, for example, I still have more options, but I showed you guys 2 options. One, you go for the scarf choke. The other one, you go for the triangle, okay? Guys, I just shot an entire instructional called Jiu-Jitsu for Old Guys, Fundamentals Game Plan, which I talk a lot about that, about how to build your game plan that works for the old people, for the older guys. What do I mean for older guys? I call like anybody over 30, everybody in the Masters division. I think like we are the old guys division. I'm 37 years old nowadays. And the idea is to take all the moves that I used in my entire career and I put them as a game plan and I give it to you. So this is one of the side control sequence that I use and worked really well for me, and I think it's gonna work very well for you. So make sure to check it out, the instruction at IBJJFfanatics.com, and maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFfanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.